Hi, everyone. I cannot wait for everyone to listen to today's episode where I have a conversation with a young woman named Sonia who lives in India. And we get so jazzed up together and so excited about journaling, mindset, energy, manifestation. And then the real kicker is when we both realize we have the same image of Oprah on our vision board. And we trust that Oprah is going to come across this episode and invite us to come on together. It was absolutely amazing. You're going to want to go check out her website, purchase her journal, follow her on Instagram at Your Journal Coach. It is so much fun, this conversation. So tune in and let us know what you think. Connect with Sonia. Let us know over at My Line Purpose. And then just a reminder that as of Monday, this next coming Monday, today is Thursday, October 7th, we are going to have registration opened for Platinum Experience 2022. This is our year-long coaching mastermind program. We've got 25 spots available. This is like the VIP experience of all experiences that we have to offer. So if you are interested in joining us for that in your 2022 year, your upcoming vision and goal setting for yourself and your business, make sure that you do not miss out on that opportunity to apply and save your spot for the registration. All right, thanks for listening in, and I'll be back next Monday with your TGIM episode. Welcome to My Aligned Purpose, the podcast. I am your host, Nicole McClellan. I'm a mindset expert and NLP business coach. Together with my business partner, Kayla Pilecki, we founded My Aligned Purpose, which is a coaching and educational training company for women entrepreneurs. I am so obsessed with learning and teaching everything to do with mindset, manifestation, entrepreneurship, and money. My past experiences as a high school teacher, yoga and mindfulness instructor, world traveler, starting and retiring a nonprofit organization, as well as writing a best-selling book, F All Led Me Here, on the MAP podcast. I have always been told that I have this really special way of blending science and spirituality when it comes to mastering the deep connection between our bodies and our minds. My goal on this podcast is to show you the limitless possibilities that await you in your business and your life. I aim to inspire, educate, and have really juicy conversations with other women entrepreneurs to inspire you to live life on your terms. Tune into this podcast for your weekly personal development. You will feel well equipped with strategies, inspiration, tools, and magic to go about living your best day. Because after all, how we spend our days is how we live our lives. So, are you ready to master your mindset and get rich in the process? Thanks for tuning in. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of MAP TV and My Line Purpose, the podcast. I'm Nicole, your host. I'm really excited today because I have Sonia joining us, who is a journal coach. I'm going to let her share all about that here in a moment. And this is why I love the world of Instagram, social media technology, because somehow Sonia and I got connected. We share lots of loves and passions of the same thing. Going back and forth in conversation. Would love to have her on the podcast. Here she is. So I want to welcome you onto the podcast, the MAP TV channel today, Sonia. So why don't you come in, say hello, let us know where you're calling from, and tell us a bit about yourself, what you love to do, what you're up to, about your business, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you so much for having me here. I absolutely loved the title of your podcast and I felt so aligned to it that I really had to come here. So thank you so much. And Instagram is a wonderful place to get connected and I'm so glad we got connected there. So
Yeah.
talking more about me, I'm Sonia and I'm from India. I just recently pivoted and started focusing more on journaling. And, the only aim behind that was I really wanted to make people realize how powerful, phenomenal, and limitless they are. And journaling is such a sacred way, such a sacred art that you can just dive into it and feel your power, feel the magic that is hidden inside you. we have such a limitless potential that is untapped, unexplored within us. And when we just sit down and answer those, really thoughtful, mindful prompts, we can bring so much out of it. So I really wanted to, push this journaling and make people realize that they really need to do this, that
Mm-hmm.
it won't cost them anything, just trying it out, but they will be gaining so much from it. So
Yeah.
I just started my business from, Instagram, and I have the website. And recently I just launched my journal, that's Unravel Yourself. It has around 200 plus prompts. And the most important part of the journal is I have shared my own transformation regarding each prompt.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah, I'm
So it's kind of like a book and a journal.
Yeah, it's typically a journal. Like I'm having 31 topics. Each topic has 10 to 11 prompts, and every single topic has my, you can tell it as a memoir.
Mm.
Each topic has my own journey of transformation. If suppose I am writing on comparison, then how writing about comparison has really transformed my thoughts, has really, put me in the state of um, changing to life. So yeah.
Beautiful. Sonia, I would love to know how long have you been journaling for, and what initially got you into the practice of journaling?
Okay, so I'll just take you to a bit of the story behind it. So I started on Instagram through writing. I had this deep love for writing, because whenever I used to feel anxious, whenever I used to feel this voice inside of me grew so loud that I needed some space for it to just settle down somewhere. And I just started writing. So initially I used to write poems,
Oh.
and then it started growing. So after writing poems, and I used to do this part time. So I was in a workplace, and I used to really feel this lack of self worth there, and all the other thoughts used to just hover around my head, and I
Mhm.
needed some space to write them down. And in the same at the same point, I found this book, The Artist's Way by Julia
I
Cameron,
love
and
that book.
yeah, exactly. I just started writing morning pages without giving any thought, without having that any end goal in mind. Like I had no idea what it would be, like how drastically my life would change after it. But I just gave it a try, and I just got things on paper. Like
Mm.
my thoughts started making sense. I
Mhm.
detached myself from my thoughts,
Mhm.
and it really brought me so much peace. So I started doing this around 2019, and I
Oh,
have been journaling, like specifically I have been writing morning pages every morning.
wow.
So yeah, my journey actually started from there. So anyone listening, start from morning pages. They are really the key, you know.
This podcast came about from morning pages. I was doing the morning pages at the very beginning of 2020, and I started to get the idea of like, I really want a podcast. And then I was like, oh, I can't release a podcast until I have a name. And so every day in my morning pages, I would just get my thoughts onto paper. And then one day it just came out, My Line Purpose. That's what I will call the podcast. And I released it on my birthday in 2020, March 25th in 2020. And at that point, I was about uh, 9 or 10 weeks into the Artist Way, the morning pages.
Yeah, that whole course is like 12 weeks long, and I have taken it multiple times, and every time I find new things, It seems
Mhm.
like we are on the journey of rediscovering ourselves again and again through that book. So
Yeah.
it has been really miraculous, just writing down 3 pages in the morning without giving any thought, just, without censoring the thoughts. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so many ideas and so much of us comes from those pages.
Absolutely. So, Sonia, I'm somebody that I love to journal, and personally, I love to journal, and explored many different types of journaling. As a little kid, I used to have a diary and just like write what happened that day. And I like to record what's happened, so I have memory of it. And then in the past few years, as I got into manifestation, something I know you're also passionate about, I started to do what I learned from Abraham Hicks as future scripting. So I would start to journal as if it was a date in the future. And then I've come across people that are like, I want to journal, but I don't know what to write, or I don't know where to begin, or it feels weird to put my thoughts onto paper. So, as a journal coach, how do you support people to begin and continue the process of journaling?
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And the thing that you shared about future self journaling, is what we call as dream journaling. And it's like, bringing your future self into the present tense and actually living the life that you are thinking of, up leveling or living in that state.
Mm-hmm.
And about beginners, I would just suggest this one simple thing: just be utterly honest on pages. You will feel this resistance. There is the ego self and there is the higher self. The ego self will tell you to resist, to not do the hard things, because our mind is always protecting us from doing the hard things, and it keeps on making us do the things that we are usually doing. That is the survival mode, but
Yeah.
we aren't meant to live in that survival mode. So just hit your pen on paper and let your thoughts flow. Okay, do not think much, because you won't gain anything from thinking. Thinking doesn't bring clarity, actions bring clarity. So just act, just write your honest, true self on paper, whatever comes to you, and you don't have to read that again, or you don't have to show that again to anyone else itself. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so just get if you feel like meditating, this is what I do before journaling. So I meditate a bit, I get my thoughts clear, and then I, feel very calm and peaceful in that space of journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other thing that I would really recommend is having a ritual around journaling. So maybe you can light up the candles or have your own, incense sticks, and just create the calm atmosphere around it. Sit
Mm-hmm.
in a
Make it an
alone space
enjoyable
where you are
process.
not yeah, where you are not interrupted, judged, or anything. Treat it as your sacred space where you can be yourself without, without seeking any validation from outside.
Yeah, that's a beautiful reminder for lots of internal practices, meditation, journaling, breath work, like make it ceremonial and create a space that feels enjoyable to be in.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly. When I'm sitting in around nature while journaling, it really makes me feel so connected with Mother Earth, with nature itself, and the thoughts just come, you
mm-hmm,
know. But when you are beginning, you will feel the resistance that you don't want to show up on the paper next day, because you are writing your truth and it can be really very scary. So
mm-hmm.
you might feel that we don't want to show up the next day, but do that. Okay, it's really brave of you if you continue doing this.
Yeah.
And on the days when you don't feel like writing about it, or you feel very stuck, write about the stuckness. Write about why do you feel stuck. Write about why do you feel this heaviness in your heart. Ask yourself every single day, what do I need today, and start from there. What
Mm-hmm.
I do is I write with the intention, like today I choose to feel.
Mm,
Okay, we have this power of choice. Yeah, so we can choose to feel however we want to feel. So today I choose to feel peaceful, today I choose to feel aligned, and go from there. You
mm.
will get ideas on your own. So to everyone
So
listening, and if
wise.
they are beginning, yeah, just start doing it.
Mm. I love that. And you and I were chatting a little bit about this for a minute before we hit record and talking about the consistency piece. So I think it can be sometimes exciting to say, okay, I'm going to start this new practice and get really into it. And then life happens. And the consistency feels hard or almost like undoable. Like I just can't find the time to journal today. And like you just shared, it's a choice and it's prioritizing that. But do you have any recommendations for consistency, or what happens if somebody is starting to lose that feeling of wanting to keep going?
Okay, yeah, definitely. So I come across this a lot many times where people come and tell that they are not a writer, they're not creative person, so they can't keep with journaling every single day. And the main thing they are afraid of is, having this idea of journaling 3 long pages.
Mm.
So it's okay if you don't just journal 3 long pages. Just put, there are different types of journaling. you know there is something called perspective journaling, there is something called essence journaling. In that journaling type, what you do is you write a few paragraphs. Okay, what you are feeling, how was your day, you write in short forms, and that's totally okay if you are struggling with being consistent. The
Mm-hmm.
next thing is, just create a habit tracker, because journaling is a sort of a habit. Like, you decide to get up early in the morning and you fall off. What do? You remember why you started it. Remember why you started journaling. Okay, visualize yourself journaling the next day before you fall asleep. That will train your mind that you are meant to do this. This is really helpful. So you will show up on the pages next day.
Oh,
Reward yourself something that, if I'm journaling continuously for 10 days or 7 days, I'll be rewarding myself with a new journal or
yeah.
a new set of pens. Yeah,
Mm.
if you're a stationary addict like me, so yeah, just give reward to yourself, celebrate your each and every move. Yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love a good pen. I've got so many journals. I love that you just said that. Like, train your brain before you go to bed about, like, this is what we're getting up and doing tomorrow. And yeah, even if you are somebody that, talks to a higher power, like asking that higher power source, energy, universe to, give me something in my dreams, give me some insights of to like what could come out on the pages. Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And that instinct, that voice will really guide you once you get in tune with your inner self.
Mhm.
And this, journaling is really very powerful when you're looking for tuning within and finding that voice that really guides you in your life.
Yeah. And with that, I think that's a good like segue into another thing that you shared that you're really passionate about and that you could talk about all day is manifesting. And this is something I love, and I created a whole business around this. I would love to hear from you. What does manifesting mean to you? Why do you love it? And what do you do to manifest things?
Okay, so I'm really hearing so much about manifestation, and some of them as like, it's something magical wand that, the mantra or something that will provide you whatever you want in your life. But that's not the thing. Manifestation is actually being in touch with your higher self and working from that aligned place, taking inspired actions and
Mhm.
actually doing what your soul tells you to do.
Yeah,
That
a
is what
feeling.
actually, yeah, feel it.
Mhm.
Manifestation isn't something, the magical thing just appears in front of you without you doing the work.
Yeah.
It's
And it's
the
attracted
toughest
to
inner
your feeling.
yeah, it's the toughest inner work that you do, that helps you in getting what you actually desire.
Mhm.
So manifestation for me um, is really, operating from your higher self, believing and having faith, unwavering faith in universe, that
Mhm.
whatever you are desiring, there is some reason that you are dreaming of, because you are dreaming of that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that is what manifestation is for me. And I use journaling, visualization, hypnosis for getting in touch with my higher self, getting in touch with the source, the higher power, the
Mm.
universe itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it has been really magical.
And if you were to like dream and look ahead a little bit into the future, where do you hope or where do you feel that your higher self is guiding you to with this work that you do with journaling? Like, so right now you have this really large platform. I saw on Instagram so many people follow you. You create incredible content. You're living the work. You're talking about journaling and you actually journal every day. And where do you hope this takes you in a year or two or a few years?
So I really believe in, serving. So I really want to serve people through this. And something that really came from my higher self while I was journaling was these three words that I want to make people feel how powerful, limitless, and phenomenal they are.
Hmm.
And this is where I see myself, helping people grow and having this inner belief in themselves, finding their own magic themselves,
Mhm.
going within, exploring themselves through this art of journaling.
Yeah.
Because, when we know ourselves, we really don't need to know anything outside of us. We are so firm within, we believe in ourselves, and nothing else matters. You don't look for outside validation, you don't please people, you're not worried about being perfectionist. Everything just falls into its place.
Mm,
So, knowing self is the key to everything because all the wisdom lies within. We are just not aware of it.
yeah. I'm loving this. I hope everybody listens to this because everything you're saying is so good and so clear and yeah, so wise. You're so wise. I'm loving everything that you're sharing. Um, so how do you work with people, Sonia? So when they come to your Instagram or come to your website, what does it look like when somebody wants to work together with you?
So, I'm offering one on one support service. I just recently started it and I'm working with few people who are really having this, lack of self worth because everything, like core to everything is I am not enough. I
Mm,
don't feel loved. So this is like the core of thing and I guide them through that, how to really feel their power, how to really get connected within, how to really process their emotions through journaling. So, what I do is every week we chat, we have this Zoom calls, and they take me to the journey of their life. And then we together, I ask them some really powerful questions, and they get to know themselves through that and
mm.
then we process those things through various journaling prompts.
Oh, okay.
Besides journaling, we also practice EFT, shaking, dancing. So, yeah, that helps them to get emotions out of their body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is how I work with my clients, my people who come to me asking for help.
Oh,
And I'm
cool.
so grateful for doing this work. It gives me immense joy, like the fulfillment we get by doing something which I was long searching.
Yeah, and it's here. It was given to you to provide to yourself and others. Um, in terms of journaling practice and journaling rituals, so I know morning pages are meant to be done like first thing in the morning. Do you have a few different types of times that you journal? Like, do you journal solely in the morning? Do you also journal before bed? Are there different times that you journal, and what does that look like?
Yeah, totally. So as you said about morning pages, they are the first thing to be done in the morning itself, so that you get your thoughts on the paper without um, without you just pick out your phone or get into your daily routine. Other than that, I really love doing brain dump exercise before sleeping because I was really suffering from anxiety and I had so many thoughts going on which did not let me sleep peacefully at night. And I used this method where I just set my phone, alarm
Mhm.
for 10 minutes and I just note down all the things that are going on my head. So
Oh.
just dump your things on paper before sleeping so that your mind is clear and you don't have to worry about them. If you
Mm-hmm.
are worried or if you are anxious, just get your thoughts on paper. It will give your mind some space to think about the things that really matter to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's said that before sleeping, our mind is in theta wavelength. So whatever we think really, gets into our subconscious. So we don't want those thoughts going into our subconscious and manifesting in our life.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I really love this brain dump exercising, and I use some prompts. Suppose I am really feeling stuck, I am feeling heavy. I'll just pick out some prompts on anxiety, on self discovery, or whatever I am feeling, and I'll just sit in peace and write them out. There's
Mm.
no, yeah, timing for journaling, the perfect way to journal also. So you
Yeah.
can do it at your pace, at your time, whenever you feel like journaling.
Mm. Yeah, I like that because then it is accessible to everybody. It's like there's no rules. It's just when it works for you, finding the time and the space to do so. Um, so, in terms of you shared that you like to get into a meditation before you go into journaling, are there certain styles or types of meditation that you like to do?
Yeah, I go into guided meditation. There is a podcast called Meditation for Women, and they have this, 15 to 20 minutes range of meditation, which is really, suitable for people like me who cannot, for a longer run, sit and meditate. So
Mm,
I just listen to that, and yeah, I just concentrate on the voice because it's really soothing.
yeah.
So before journaling, I meditate on that and I just take few deep breaths and center myself, feel myself in my body and
Mhm.
just write my heart out,
Mm. Okay.
just
I love
settling my inner chaos.
Yeah. And and I think that depending on like not the seasons of nature but the seasons of life that one person might be going through, some seasons may feel heavier and denser and harder to get our thoughts out, and other times may feel like I can't wait to get this onto paper, and and get it out there. So I think it can be helpful to know, like, we're not always going to feel like writing or being introspective, but when we are, here are some tools, like getting into meditation, nice music, setting up a space. Sometimes I like to pull cards, like angel or oracle cards, and then from there take that as a prompt. I would love to know, for everybody who's listening, perhaps this is something we can leave them with as a little takeaway. Do you want to share a couple of journal prompts that could be really provoking for people, so they're listening to this episode and maybe they are feeling stuck or feeling heavy? What are some prompts or questions that somebody could walk away after listening to this and get to their journal with?
Okay, the first and very important thing is, before starting, ask yourself, what do I need today?
Mm,
If you just, ask yourself this very simple question, you will get so much out of it. And I would really like to share some prompts from my own journal
yeah.
that are really very helpful. Is uh, writing about inner child. Just getting into our body and talking to that little version of ourselves is so very therapeutic. It's like just talking to that little Sonia or talking to that little Nicole and telling her that everything is okay, you are safe, you are protected.
Mm,
So here is some journal prompts for that. Like, close your eyes and bring back the picture of little you. Go to a specific age and have a conversation with your inner child. How are you currently feeling? What do you need right now? Just
mm,
go back and ask your little child, little inner self. So what I do here is I have the picture of little Sonia, and I just look at her and I just go back to that age and remind myself what happened and what I really needed when what I was not given, what I
mm,
deserved and I was not given, what
mm,
I can give myself now.
Yeah.
This can be really powerful.
Yeah. And a lot of counselors, therapists, healers, that is the recommendation, like this inner child work.
Because our subconscious is so very active from 0 to 7 years of age, and everything that we are told, we literally think that it is true. All the limiting beliefs and everything that is coming in our way is basically rooted from our inner child, from the things that happen in our childhood. So it's
Hmm.
really very important to clear those blockages and to heal ourselves and to let ourselves know that we are so safe and divinely protected,
Hmm.
because we are this child of universe, and the ever expansive energy won't let anything bad happen to us.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
really love to write from that point in
Yeah,
perspective.
I think that's beautiful. And I like all the questions that you had to go with that. I love that you shared that you put like a little picture of little Sonia so that it can like elicit that feeling and that memory. Do you have a question that can support with dream journaling or future journaling?
Yeah. So what we can do is for dream journaling is visualization is really very important when we are dream journaling. And the next important thing is writing in present tense, because yeah, we are journaling like, for the future self, but what we want our mind to know is it's currently happening. We
Yeah.
are living in that current state. So it's really very important to write from the present tense instead of writing from the future tense itself.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is, I'm currently manifesting a house. So I would just, go into that space where I am living in that house, and I would mention all the, details of the house, how I want it to be, where this house is located, how I'm actually feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Concentrate on your feelings,
Yeah.
because your feelings will, raise your vibrations, and it will make you the match with the reality that you are expecting. So
Mm.
it's really very important to feel, even when we are doing affirmation thing, it's really important to feel those affirmations, because unless and until we feel it, we really do not mean it from heart.
Yeah.
So for dream journaling, write in present tense, go to that place, write all the details, and write your day, the
Mm-hmm.
entire day you spent. Okay, suppose like you are manifesting a house. So where you are waking up, how you are doing your morning routine, what happens next, what is in your breakfast, how you're getting ready for the work, what you're doing next. Okay, so just train your mind into believing those things that they are actually real and they are coming to life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is what I really love about.
Yeah, I love that too. And I love your reminder. We're actually in Coffee Club, which is our membership site that we run for My Line Purpose. We choose different books and activities each month. And this month we're doing, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but it's called the 369 manifestation method. And it comes from Nikola Tesla's, understanding of numbers. And so we've been future scripting and starting every sentence off with, I am so grateful for something that we want to manifest as if it has manifested already, and staying in that like future present tense. So I, me, like first person language, because soon as it's like I will or I hope to, that's eliciting that it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly. It just, gives the signal to your brain that, yeah, someday it will happen, someday it will happen, but that someday is never coming.
Mm,
So working from the place of hope or I need, I want is really showing the lack mindset.
yeah.
So yeah, this dream journaling is about abundance, believing in abundance and that you are worthy of receiving that. So I
Mm-hmm.
really love that you are doing this in your membership, and it's really very interesting to be the part of such a community that comes together and works for their transformation like this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Sonia, I feel like you're sharing so many things that that I personally love and love to talk about. And a lot of the stuff I'm interested in, I've learned from books or podcasts or courses and that sort of thing. And I'd love to know, like, um, who inspires you in terms of understanding like vibration, frequency, higher self, manifestation? Who are the people that you like to learn from?
Okay, so the very first book that I picked was The Universe Has Your Back
Mm,
by Gabby Bernstein, and I was moved.
yeah.
And like she spoke to me through words. And I just, dig down deep, and I was just so intrigued by her own story because in the book she's mentioning about, how she really manifested things. So I
Mhm.
got into manifestation through that very book, and then I read her super attractor one. And then I came across Catherine from Manifestation Babe on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I took her course. Yeah. So
Mm,
yeah, it all started from this. And the main idol, the person who really, really inspires me every single day to know myself, to dive deep within is Oprah. And
Oprah?
the crazy Oprah Winfrey, yeah.
Yes, Oprah is my dream is to meet Oprah. I love her.
Oh, I literally have her on my, vision board. I really want to meet
So
her
do
someday.
I.
And yeah, maybe we can go together to meet her one day.
Yes. I wish I had my vision board out in front of me. Oh, look, I can show you. This is
Yeah,
my
here it is, my vision board is here, literally.
Oprah.
Oh, same. Let me show you the picture I have of hers.
This is so funny.
It really is.
The same photo?
The same? Oh
Yes.
my God.
Okay. See, we're meant to be chatting right now.
Yeah, exactly. We were meant to be now.
Okay.
So,
Oprah also,
yeah, she
Oprah
really.
inspires me. I want to hear how and why she inspires you.
Okay, so I was giving this exam on, it was speaking kind of thing, and I was really very nervous. So I was listening to some TED Talks and all sort of things. So this Oprah's interview came across, and she was, diving deep into who we truly are, why we really need to know this. And I was so in aligned to her message.
Mm,
And then I just started, watching her videos and, listening to the podcast Soul Conversation with Oprah. And I found many, new people through her,
yeah.
like even Gabby. Yeah, I found her through Oprah. Marie through Oprah. So
Yeah.
it was really fantastic. Yeah, it was. And from that very moment, I decided I want to meet her one day.
Maybe we send her this
And
video and say, we just realized we have the same photo of you on our vision board.
the most amazing thing happened was I was working with this brand, their journaling app, Longbox, and I am working with them, and Oprah just mentioned them in her live, and I was like, please mention me, please tell that you know me.
Oh, I hope that happens for you.
Oh, so I hope so it happens for you too, and we get to meet her really very soon.
Yes. Oh, this has just
Yeah.
been amazing.
Yeah, and even while I'm journaling about my inner talk and I'm having this, negative self-talk and all the thing, I give them voices. So my
Mhm.
negative self-talk, the inner bully has a voice, and my, the higher self who says me, you get to do this work. And that voice I kept of Oprah, like, girl, you really need to do that shit.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I also have a voice. I also have people for my inner voices, and my inner voice that is not kind. I've labeled her Mrs. Trenchbull from the movie Matilda. I don't know. Do you know who I mean?
No, I really don't know about that.
Oh, I'll have to send it to you. It's a movie from when I was a little kid, and it's this mean old principal, and she's scary. And that's when my inner voice is like, oh, don't be bossy and be nice and all of these sorts of things start to show up. I'm like, oh, that's just Mrs. Trunchbull.
Yeah, it helps so much when you just, give some identity to your voices and let yourself know that you are not that voice that is speaking and bullying you. You are
Yeah.
someone who is really very calm and peaceful, and you know what to do with your life.
Absolutely. Well, Sonia, I have absolutely loved this. I can't wait to stay connected with you. I'm already have so many ideas of how I want to invite you into our community and let people know you exist. And I want to hear more about your journal. Do you have your journal right there? Can we see it?
Yeah, exactly. I have it. Here is she.
Oh, beautiful. And so where can this be found? Where can people purchase this? Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and I have a little surprise inside the book, which I'm not going to reveal. But yeah, it will really help people to be consistent with journaling. So you can find my journal through my website. I'm not selling this on Amazon, but
Okay.
you can get it through my website.
Okay, perfect. I am going to order mine right after this.
I'm
Okay,
so excited for you.
thank you. Yes, I'm so excited to be here with you. And, I have two last questions that I love to ask everybody. As you know, our brand is My Aligned Purpose, and it carries so much meaning to me. So the first question I want to ask you is, what do you feel like your purpose is in this season of life? Because maybe 20 years down the road from now, your purpose will feel different. But right now, what do you feel like your calling or your purpose is?
My purpose here for this season is to really make people know their power, is to make them feel, you know, how truly magical, miraculous being they are, and to feel that they are worthy of having everything they desire. I want
Mm,
to make them feel really very empowered and, do everything from this place of alignment, from this place of being true and authentic to themselves,
mm.
and just listen their heart out and change the world.
Beautiful. It's so clear. You're so clear with what you're meant to be doing right now. My next question is, and you kind of just answered it throughout this whole episode, but how do you know when you're in alignment with that purpose?
There is this kind of peace that you feel when you're actually doing what you're meant to do. There's no chaos, there are no buts, and you just feel that immense joy and fulfillment when you do that thing. This
Mm,
is how I feel, because I used to be at a very shitty place. I used to work at a toxic workplace where I did not feel this. So I know the difference, how it feels now and how it used to feel then. So when you're truly aligned to your purpose, you will feel the sense of satisfaction,
yeah.
and it doesn't come from numbers. It won't
No.
come from numbers. It
Mm-mm.
will truly come only when you're aligned to your mission, when you are truly, listening to your voice and doing the thing that truly makes you who you are.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Sonia, I'm
So
going to make
grateful to be here.
sure that the link to your journal, your website, your Instagram, all of that is put into the show notes of the podcast and on the YouTube channel as well. Is there any last words that you really want anybody who may come across and listen to this to hear?
Yeah, I just want you to know that you are powerful, limitless, and phenomenal. Just remember, keep telling yourself this thing when you wake up, when you do things, when you go to sleep, whenever anyone tells you you're not enough, just remind yourself of your power and stay in your truth.
Mm,
Just
mhm,
that. Just
mm.
remember who you are.
I'm going to write that down on a sticky note and put it on my laptop so I can see it every day and think about
Yeah,
this
I literally
incredible,
have that.
yeah, this incredible conversation. This has been such a fulfilling morning for me. It's the morning here for me. I assume, is it nighttime where you are?
Yeah. It's like 10:30 here.
Okay. Yes, this has just been such a great start to my day. I'm already like, I can't wait to call my mom and tell her, like, I just talked to this woman and she's in India and I'm here and we've never met. And we both have Oprah on our vision board and we love journaling and it was absolutely amazing. So I just want to thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute pleasure. I know anybody who listens to this is going to take so much value from everything that you've shared. And I want to say to anybody that does watch this and listen to this, whatever inspired you by Sonia, please reach out to her, connect with her, let her know that you came across this episode and what stood out to you, and get your hands on her journal, which is called Unravel Yourself. Is that correct? I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unravel Yourself.
Exactly.
And what is your website? Can you just say it verbally and then it will also be in the show notes?
It's UNRAVEL, Unravel Yourself.
And that's your website?
No, my website is soniamotwani.com. Yeah, just my name.
Okay, so your name. So I'll make sure that that's there so everybody can go there and get the journal. Sonia, thank you so much for being here today with us.
Thank you so much. I really did not feel it like, the podcasting, and it was really like I'm having conversation with a long lost friend. I definitely want to stay connected to you.
Yes, me
Thank
too.
you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for doing this work. I'm so sure so many people are going to be inspired and amazed through this. So thank you so much for sharing your light with the world and being here today.
Thank you.